First Merchants Bank. First Merchants Bank, helping you prosper. Get ready to learn more about the Columbus Blue Jackets players and coaches, as well as find out what's going on this week in the NHL. Now let's join Bob McElligott for the Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank.
Welcome to a mid-August edition of the Inside Edge presented by First Merchants Bank, the 13th day of August. Really a special day today because it would have been Johnny Gaudreau's 32nd birthday. And the day really started off special with his wife Meredith and his sister-in-law Madeline being on Good Morning America today. I'm joined this week by Dylan Tyre. And Dylan, what Meredith and Madeline wanted to get the word out on today, not only to talk about their husbands that they missed so very much from that accident almost a year ago, but they have started a John and Matthew Gaudreau Foundation. And I think the great thing about this is they want to help families get into hockey. Hockey is such an expensive sport, right? And we talk about this. Well, we probably don't talk about it as much as we could or should, to be honest with you. But it's a tough sport to play because it's not like basketball. You just can't go out and jump on a court anywhere. You can't just jump on a field like in baseball and take ground balls. You got to pay for ice time. You got to be on the ice. You have to have a lot of equipment. That is expensive today. This foundation is going to help families get into hockey, stay into hockey, and hopefully provide some opportunities for some kids that may not have had a chance to be an NHL player someday to be one.
Right. John and Maddie had pretty fortunate upbringings, right, in that their dad was into hockey and got them into the sport. And obviously their careers at Boston College are well documented before going on to play professional hockey. They were undersized guys. They definitely had the odds stacked against them. But in terms of getting into hockey, they had everything they needed. So I think it's very, very cool to see the wives passing it forward, right? It's what John and Maddie would have wanted, like the way that Meredith talks about Johnny Gaudreau in that, you know, he loved being with his family, couldn't wait to get his kids into hockey. So, you know, now they have that opportunity to just pass it forward and kind of continue their legacies that way. So I think it's awesome that they're able to do this almost a year later.
Yeah, and it is really just fitting because the Gaudreau family is such a hockey family. And it starts with Guy, Johnny and Matthew's dad, you know, being their coach and just being around all the time. And, of course, we saw last year how many different NHL teams that he was with and he skated with and how great it was for the hockey community to keep them involved. So it just totally makes sense.
Yeah, it's I think the way that you talked about it right there, like they are a hockey family, and in my mind they are the hockey family. Just you think of you see all the pictures, you know, of them growing up with their dad and being on the ice. And I talked about Boston College earlier and the legacy that they had there, and, you know, just kind of being from the Northeast where hockey is so big. And for me, it's kind of like a first family of hockey scenario. So all of this makes sense. It makes perfect sense that their legacies get continued on this way. And I said it earlier, I just think it's awesome that they're able to do this. I'm glad that this tragedy has created something like this, right? We obviously wish they were still here, but the fact that their legacies can live on this way and can continue to get, you know, maybe undersized kids like them or kids that wouldn't usually be in hockey into hockey, I think it's awesome. And you're going to hear those stories in years from now that, you know, this organization, this foundation helped out this kid that eventually made it to the NHL. So I can't wait for those days too.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It is going to make for some great stories someday. If you missed that interview that Meredith and Madeline had on Good Morning America, I'm sure all you have to do is a very quick social media search and you'll be able to find that and, you know, just hear exactly what they had to say. Ironically, about a month from now, Dylan, the prospects will be in Buffalo. We will be on the cusp of that real training camp beginning. I'm going to talk with Denton Matejchuk a little bit later in the show. For him, it's going to be a little bit different this year because last year he came in with maybe a chance to make the team, and he played well enough that he should have made the team, could have made the team. I shouldn't say should have. No, I'll say it. He should have, could have. He should have, could have right out of camp. He didn't. They sent him to the American Hockey League. They wanted him to get some seasoning. Came back in December. We all know what happened after that. He never left. He was fantastic. Did go back to Cleveland and play in the playoffs, but this year he's coming in and he knows that he's got a spot. But I'm interested to see how he is approaching that. And I'm going to bet it's no different than it was last year.
No, I think he for me, I was thinking about, some different storylines going into the season a couple of weeks ago, and he's an easy one for me, like year 2 in the NHL, but year 1 in the NHL, right? He's truly, truly a rookie this year in my mind. Like last year, he just kind of slotted in so effortlessly, and like you said, could have, should have made the team out of training camp. It was pretty well documented. Don Waddell didn't want him to be on the team right out of the gate. Everybody talked about how Don usually likes to let the prospects wait. Well, he couldn't let him wait that long. So Denton Mateychuk really forced his hand, and I think that tells you the type of player he is. But we've seen it. Sophomore slumps happen, right? Like Cole Sillinger played a full year in the NHL as a rookie and was great, and then had a sophomore slump, right? Ken Johnson had a sophomore slump a couple of years ago. I don't think it's going to happen with Denton Mateychuk, but that's just me saying that, right? We don't know that. So I think that is a very big storyline for me going into training camp and going into the season, just the first full year for Denton Mateychuk. How is he approaching training camp this year? Is he preparing in the offseason any differently? He had never even played pro hockey before this, right? Like he was coming straight out of junior, so he didn't know how to prepare for a pro season. It's like you said, he just kind of exudes that professionalism, right? Like he's just such a no-nonsense, easygoing guy, very, very drama-free. So I don't expect there will be too much different, but you really don't know that. So I'm just kind of curious to see what it looks like for Denton Mateychuk in his first full year.
And I can't wait to ask him his thoughts on Ivan Provorov coming back, because that was his partner, right? Right. And he got done with the season and going into the draft and free agency season not knowing if he was going to have his partner back. And now, of course, he is. So I'm interested to get his take on that coming up later in the show. As you just said, that is a storyline, and there's actually another storyline that branches off of that. Why did Denton Mateychuk even really get the opportunity that he got when he got it last year? And quite honestly, it was because of some struggles that Damon Severson had, and he continued to have those struggles throughout the year. I mean, he got to play when Goodbranson was injured, but when Goodbranson came back, it made for a strange situation, I guess. I mean, you got a guy that you signed to a big money free agent contract a couple of years ago, and he comes into training camp, I'm sure very confused about what his future is and where he is, because for sure you've got Zach Werenski and Dante Fabro on the top pair. You've got Denton Mateychuk and Ivan Provorov. You've got Eric Goodbranson, and you've got Severson, who's a right-handed shot. He's either going to have to play a right shot on the left side, or you've got Jake Christensen, who got signed to a 2-year contract during the season last year and played a bulk of the season. So it's going to be very interesting to watch that battle in training camp and see how they're going to sort all of that out.
I mean, I think training camp is Damon Severson's oyster this year. Like, it's going to be whatever he makes of it, right? I personally don't like the righty-righty third pair. Like, I know that's been projected by some people this offseason. Eric Goodbranson, Damon Severson potentially being that righty-righty third pair. I personally hate that. Like, I don't like them playing together for that. It just seems off to me. But Damon Severson's going to determine what happens, right? Like, if he simplifies things, he's even talked about it. He's been open talking about it, saying that, he felt like he needed to live up to the contract. Well, maybe year 3, everything kind of settles in for him. I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the second player playing alongside of Denton Mateychuk or Ivan Provorov, right? It's just going to come down to him being able to play within the system, simplifying things. And if he's able to do that and prove that in training camp, heck, there might be some hiccups throughout the year. There always are for guys. But if he can prove that and be simple during training camp in the preseason, I would not be surprised to see him playing in the top 4.
All right, so there are a couple of things that you said there I agree with totally, and that is simplify. That's all he's got to do. And that's all that they wanted him to do last year. You don't have to do more. Don't be something you're not. Very simple, right?
Yeah.
Don't try to be something that you're not. And so he's got to kind of back it down a little bit. When you talked about the contract, I thought it's interesting that what struck me when you said that is, okay, that contract is for $6+ million per year, right? And you still got 6 years left on it. So I know it's a big deal. But let's be honest. Ivan Provorov just signed a bigger contract this summer than that. So to me, take the pressure off yourself now. If you want to look at it this way, pressure's on him now. He's got to live up to his contract. As you said, you're going into year 3. The salary cap has gone up. What you're getting as a cap hit now isn't nearly what it was last year or the previous year. So your contract is just an acceptable contract now. So just take the pressure off yourself and play.
Well, nobody even talks about the Eric Goodbranson deal anymore because when that was signed, it was like 4 years at $4 million a season. We
so
can't
many
believe
hated it, right?
But now he's locked in as a third pair defenseman, and then heck, you've got your second pair guy potentially making $6 million, and then you've got Dante Fabro making right around $4 million, Zach Werenski over $9 million, Ivan Provorov over $8 million. The Severson deal doesn't look that bad to me, right? Like if he can simplify and go back to the guy that the Blue Jackets thought they were getting, I think they're going to be in an okay spot with him. If their defense is going to improve this season, I think a lot of it has to do with Damon Severson. Like, honestly, for me, people talked about that this offseason in that did the Blue Jackets really improve defensively this offseason because they signed some of the same guys. They re-signed these guys. It's going to come down to Damon Severson for me. Like, if this guy can be good, their defense is going to be fine.
I agree with you. And it is going to be an interesting thing to watch. And, oh, by the way, we're talking about Goodbranson. He's going into the final year of that deal. So where are you going with that?
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing. It's very interesting, isn't it? That it is a big prove-it year for Damon Severson, I think. Like, that is going to tell you a lot about the Blue Jackets' future roster-wise.
Absolutely. I agree. All right, we're going to take a break and come back with more of the Inside Edge presented by First Merchants Bank here on 97.1 The Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers, and you want to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Matty Ice here. Are you ready to rumble? Then get ready to roll on up to McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion. Right now, they're unleashing huge savings on the all-new 2025 Silverado 1500. We're talking about up to $13,000 off MSRP. Or if you need some serious muscle, get a 2025 Silverado HD for as low as 3.9% APR for qualified buyers. They're just a short drive north off Route 23 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Looking to launch a career in the skilled trades but don't know where to begin? Part-time service in the Ohio Army National Guard can help. You can kickstart your career by enlisting in one of our many trades-based jobs. Get paid to learn these skills and gain on-the-job training when you report to your unit 1 weekend a month or 2 weeks in the summer. To learn how the Guard can pay for your civilian trade certification, visit nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard in coordination with the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
Sometimes I hear a sparkling sound.
Like when we say, all you have to do is point?
There it is.
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Morning Juice is live on YouTube. Weekday mornings starting at 6. Or on demand whenever you want it. Yeah, whenever. Bobby Carpenter's at your beck and call. And Tito's there too, to clean the toilets. Head to YouTube and subscribe today.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of the things we constantly hear from customers, Wilson, it's impossible to pick a favorite. We've got 5 different window lines here at Pella, for the $300,000 to the $3 million home.
Yep, impossible to pick a favorite. My parents would always say that.
Oh, Wilson, that's so sweet.
Yeah, other than I'm an only child.
Oh. Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
Let's talk interest rates. Not that kind of interest. I mean, interest in you. At First Merchants Bank, we are 100% interested in your success. Our bankers provide a level of attentiveness unlike any other. We're here to get to know you and to be a helpful partner in your financial success. Aren't you tired of your bank just saying they care about your business? Make the switch to First Merchants Bank and feel the difference of real, honest interest in you. First Merchants Bank. For a better banking experience, visit firstmerchants.com/switch, helping you prosper.
Everyone has that one goal, that thing they want to prove, not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal is still within reach. Oh no, I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my 2 best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
You hear that crunch? It's not just any crunch. It's cheesy to the edge crust that only comes from a Jet's Detroit-style pizza. Hand-pressed dough topped with premium mozzarella, the freshest ingredients, and ladled with Mama Jet's secret sauce. Then baked to perfection in steel pans born on Motor City lines. I bet you're real hungry now. Go ahead. Visit jetspizza.com for daily hot deals. Jets. Better because it has to be.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Little sunshine, but also the chance of a shower or storm on this Wednesday. Temperatures holding in the low to mid 80s. Overnight, we'll fall back down to the upper 60s with a few pockets of fog early in the day. During the day, more sunshine than clouds, light winds, and lower humidity with highs in the mid to upper 80s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
All Blue Jackets, all the time. This is the Inside Edge with Jody Shelley and Bob McElligott. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
2025-26 special ticket packages are on sale starting this Friday, August the 15th. You won't want to miss out on the incredible ticket offers for this season. Learn more starting on Friday by going to bluejackets.com/promotions. You have any inside tips on that, Dylan?
Oh, no inside tips on the tickets. All I can say is, and the promotional schedule, but buy your tickets now because I think this is going to be an exciting year at Nationwide Arena. Like we've got some guys that I think there are going to be some potential fireworks, like Adam Fantilli. I think this is a big breakout year for Adam Fantilli, and you know there are big games throughout the year, and I think the Blue Jackets do a good job with the theme nights and everything like that. So get on down to Nationwide Arena. I think there's going to be a lot of good stuff.
You bring up Adam Fantilli. Of course, word is that Don Waddell is going to be speaking with his agent at some point here in August about a contract extension for Adam. And I'm going to be very interested to see where they go with it. Is it going to be a short-term bridge contract because there could potentially be more money on the table in 4 or 5 years from now? Or will they go ahead and try to get an 8-year done, which you can only do this year because starting with the new collective bargaining agreement, you can go no further than 7.
It is a very interesting landscape right now in hockey, and I'm curious to see if guys start to do more short-term deals to maximize the money they can make. Like, I think we saw Austin Matthews do it a couple different times in Toronto. Baseball, we've seen that done. Like, pitchers in baseball, which I think is a very interesting thing because wouldn't you want to be locked up long-term as a pitcher because they get hurt so often? Well, I think guys have kind of figured it out and teams have figured it out with them that, hey, we'll pay you 1-2 year deals and give you a lot of money to do it. So we're not tied up with that injury risk. That's the thing in hockey, right? Like guys get hurt in hockey relatively frequently. So are players going to want to take that risk and potentially do shorter deals to get more money, or do they want to be locked up long term? And I don't necessarily think the injury thing has anything to do with it with Adam Fantilli, but guys love that security. But does that matter as much anymore with the cap going up? Like, would you rather maximize the amount of money you're going to make and bet on yourself with shorter term deals, or do you want that security? So I think that's the thing that's changing in this landscape, is that in hockey in particular, guys loved that security. They wanted to be locked up to know they were going to be making that money going forward. Now with the cap going up, and it looks like it's going to continue going up, maybe that's not the case anymore. I think a bridge deal makes sense here for Adam Fantilli, because I still don't even think he's scratched the surface. Like, I think this year, I already said it, like, I think this year is the true breakout year for Adam Fantilli, that you're going to see him become what he is going to be in the NHL. Last year, he scores 31 goals. That's awesome. But it was pretty much half the season, right? The first half, he still started slow. And the second half, he absolutely exploded. I think he comes back bigger, faster, stronger this year. And I think now that he understands the league and kind of his place on the team, he's going to be very, very good. So if I'm him, I don't necessarily want to sign anything long-term yet, unless Don Waddell is thinking how I'm thinking and is saying, all right, we're going to pay you. But I think that number, if it's going to be a long-term deal, I think that number could surprise Blue Jackets fans. Like, I've heard some people talking between, $7 and $8 million times 8 years. I'm thinking it's going to be between 8 and 10. You think about the deal that Jack Hughes signed a few years ago, 8 by 8. That's a crazy bargain now, and it's going to be a crazy bargain for years to come. So, I think you have to. You can't just say, oh, hey, Jack Hughes signed this deal a few years ago. This is what Adam Fantilli should get. No, it's a changing landscape right now, so he might demand a little bit more money. And I think you're seeing it right now with some of the deals in NFL training camp and with holdouts and stuff. The price is only going to go up as time goes on. So I'd try and lock in a guy. Like, if it's going to be 8 by 10 to sign Adam Fantilli right now, I maybe take that risk, but I think a bridge deal makes sense for both he and the Blue Jackets.
Yeah, and I think an 8 by 10, it might. Here's the thing. All of a sudden, that makes him the highest paid player on your roster.
Yeah.
Not saying that that's wrong, but that's a lot of pressure at this point in your career. And the only other thing you said about the injury thing probably doesn't matter to him. But then again, remember, this guy missed the end of his rookie season because he got a freak injury.
Yeah.
So this is a player that's actually experienced something that should have never happened but did, just a point that you never know.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, if they don't come to a deal this offseason and he were to get hurt during the season and miss some of the year, then what does the next deal look like? It's definitely going to be a bridge deal, but it's not going to be for nearly as much money as you were expecting to get, right?
Yeah, you might want to sign right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah.
It's the constant battle where it's like, hey, I'm going to bet on myself, or hey, I'd rather the security. We've seen some young, like Carolina in particular, has signed some younger players to long-term deals that maybe the dollar amount surprises you now, or Matt Coronado did it in Calgary earlier this offseason, where it's like, man, that's a lot of money for this guy right now, but down the line, it's going to be nothing. So as contracts go up and these guys start to make, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, even $20 million a season, if you were to lock in a guy like that, Adam Fantilli, I'm talking about right now, long-term, $9 million, $10 million a season, I think that ages pretty well.
Yes, and of course, that's the big focus here when it comes to contracts. The big focus in the league is Connor McDavid doesn't have a deal beyond this year, and where is that going to go? And really, that's one where you say, how much is that going to be for? Because at some point here, you just talked about it, these deals in the NHL, $8 million, $9 million, look, it's going to get to the 14, 15 million. Is Connor McDavid about to become the highest paid player in the game?
Well, yeah, he's definitely going to become the highest paid player in the game. I think the Connor McDavid thing for me is very interesting because he could literally get paid whatever he wants, I think. Like, I think if Connor McDavid were to say to a team, hey, I want $20 million a season or $25 million a season, teams would try to figure out a way to make that work, right? But Connor McDavid has also proven, I think, that he's willing to take a discount to build a team around him. Like, he is in such a unique position in that anybody in the NHL, I think, would literally pay him whatever he wants to get them on their team. But with the cap situation the way it is, you just can't do that, and he understands that. So I think McDavid's a guy that's going to maximize what he can get. I wouldn't be surprised to see him make, $16 to $18 million a season on his next deal. But he does that while also understanding, hey, I need to be able to build a team around me. And they have had those struggles in Edmonton, right? That, like, Dreisaitl's getting a lot of money. McDavid's getting a lot of money. Bouchard is getting a lot of money. And so Darnell Nurse makes a lot of money and so on. So it's hard to construct a roster. But with that said, it might be getting easier with the cap situation going up. Again, though, they have Leon Draisaitl. They have Connor McDavid in Edmonton. So will you have to shake something up to better the rest of the team around one of those guys or potentially both of those guys? I don't know.
Another guy who's coming out of his entry-level contract will be Connor Bedard in Chicago. And he doesn't have the same number credibility that Adam Fantilli has. He hasn't gotten to 30 goals as Adam Fantilli has in his first 2 years in the league. That's going to be an interesting one to watch as well.
It really is. And like something in my mind is telling me that Kyle Davidson in Chicago would be willing to go long-term with a guy like Connor Bedard and give him a lot of money just because he has that pedigree. They haven't necessarily had the team around him, but I think by his standards, he doesn't like his first 2 years in the NHL. This is a big year for Connor Bedard, a very big year for Connor Bedard. You know, I don't know how much better they've actually gotten around him, but some of their younger players that are going to be part of that core are now on the team. And I do think they started to flash at the end of last season. Like Frank Nazar, I think, looked really good at the end of last year. Sam Renzel on the blue line, I think, looks like a steal for the Blackhawks, and so on. I like a lot of other players on that team. So can Connor Bedard make that next step with those guys this season? If he's able to do that, I would not be surprised to see him get paid. Again, I don't even know what a bridge deal looks like for a player like Connor Bedard, because right now, if he were to sign, you know, does Fantilli get more money because Fantilli has scored 31 goals in the NHL and Bedard hasn't? Does Bedard get more money because he has that pedigree as the number 1 overall pick? I'm really not sure, but I go back to him being such a face for that team where he is the guy. Like the Blue Jackets have some other guys. Fantilli doesn't have to be the guy yet. I think over time he will be. But Bedard already is and has been the guy for the Chicago Blackhawks as the number 1 overall pick. I think they likely want to lock him up long-term for a number that makes sense across the board.
Yeah, I agree with you. Absolutely. And then they've been starting to try to get better players around him and make it a better team. They've got to do that immediately because, you know, that wears off after a while, right? They've got to get better players.
You also have to see what you have in the guy.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I feel like they probably have a feeling, but again, like Fantilli, he hasn't scratched the surface of what he's going to be or what they expect him to be in the league. So you've got to see.
Before I let you go, I just want to thank you for coming fresh off your honeymoon.
Oh, thank you.
Right into doing this show. So congratulations. I hope you had a good time.
Oh, it was awesome. It doesn't get much better than just laying next to the beach for a week straight, right? Like, it was awesome. I loved it.
And your complexion looks great.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Looks really good on radio, too.
Radio not as good, but I've been getting that in the office all summer long. Dylan, you look so tan. Well, that's what being out on the golf course does for you, but a little bit more sun this past week at the beach in St. Lucia for sure.
Dylan, thank you very much. Have you back in a couple of weeks before training camp starts, all right?
All right, awesome. I look forward to it. Thanks, Bob.
All right, that's Dylan Tyre with me here tonight on the Inside Edge presented by First Merchants Bank. Coming up next, Denton Matejchuk. He's coming into a big training camp this year. He spent a lot of time here as a rookie last year. He's going to make this team out of camp. What's his mindset and what's he been doing to get prepared? We'll find out next here on 97.1 The Fan.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall, and I want to talk to you about the roof over your head. You know that thing that protects your house and everything in it? It's pretty important, and a lot of you are going to have to replace it soon, but be warned. There are companies out there that skip over the biggest part of the process, the attic ventilation. You see, if that attic doesn't have proper circulation, it can cause problems such as mold and rot. You got rot. And not to mention leaks in the wintertime and higher AC bills in the summer. This is one of the reasons I'm telling you about my guys at Victor's Home Solutions. They start with a free 21-point roof inspection, including a thorough inspection of that attic as well. They know that if that ventilation isn't right, that roof's going to be built on a shaky foundation. That's why every Victor's roof comes with a well-thought-out attic ventilation plan, and that's why they can offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. Money-saving discounts and financing incentives are also available. Call for your free 21-point roof inspection and get that estimate today. 866-VICTORS or go to victors.com.
Rita, Jorge, let's bring the nail gun over here.
Jose stands tall atop his sustainable flooring company.
Totally. It's renewable and moisture resistant, but we have several green options too. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak.
But floored by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. Whether it's a long day on your feet, a demanding workout, or everyday aches and pains, you need relief that can keep up when pain persists. Aleve is here for you with longer-lasting body pain relief compared to leading OTC-branded pain relievers. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Juice, real football talk. Just two guys who aren't afraid to say what needs to be said.
And that's how she wrote.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Now streaming mornings on YouTube and 10 TV Plus. Attack and dominate.
Stay hydrated. It's hot out there. So my teenage son just went out in sweatpants and a hoodie. It's 98 degrees. At least I know he'll be cool in our house, thanks to Atlas Butler. If something goes wrong, they'll fix it within 24 hours. They call it their comfort pledge. Get too hot?
My phone.
Oh, your phone. Should have known.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Hey friends, it's Austin Ward, and I'm coming up on 2 full years since starting Awaken 180. Dropped 50 pounds, and I still check the scale like it owes me money. Guess what? Hasn't budged. Still under 200 pounds, still feeling great. Keeping weight off this long isn't luck or magic, it's just having the right playbook. Awaken 180 taught me exactly what works, what doesn't, and how to stay lean without the struggle. Want real, lasting results? Don't just drop the weight, retire it for good. Trust me, Awaken 180 is your winning game plan. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Imagine what it would feel like getting tackled head-on by a 240-pound linebacker. You'd be in serious pain, right? But if you're unbuckled in a car crash, at just 50 miles an hour, you become a deadly projectile that can slam into other passengers with 8 times that amount of force. Don't let someone else take the hit. Buckle up and visit buckleup.ohio.gov to learn more. Brought to you by ODOT and ODPS.
Hi, welcome to IKEA. Hi, I'm in a whirlwind of college prep. Gotcha. We've got affordable solutions to create the perfect college living space. Great. And visit our website to see how verified college students with an IKEA family account can receive a one-time use 15% off coupon. Nice. You guys think of everything. Pretty much. Offer ends 9/30/25. Valid ID required. Discount applied proportionally across items purchased as shown on receipt. See IKEA-USA.com/ready for college for complete terms.
Can't get enough Blue Jackets conversation? Good news. It's Hockey O'Clock. It's the Inside Edge with Jody Shelley and Bob McElligott. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Welcome back to the Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank. I'm Bob McElligott, and I am joined tonight by Blue Jackets defenseman Denton Matejchuk. Denton, can you believe the summer is almost over? Has it flown by for you as it has for me?
Yeah, it's been quick. I mean, it was a longer offseason than I had the year before, so it kind of felt longer that way. But at the same time, it's August time, so it's kind of like, season's right around the corner now.
Let's take you back a year ago when you were getting ready to come to the Blue Jackets training camp. You knew that you had a chance to open some eyes, which you did in that training camp without question. But you wound up going to the American Hockey League, didn't get back up here until around December, but then there was no sending you back during the regular season. Are you approaching this camp the exact same way you did last year?
Yeah, I think, the mindset is, the same, to come in and make the team. And I mean, I felt like, last year it's kind of like, it's a bit different than, the previous camps where, you could go back to junior, like where you're staying with within the organization, either in Cleveland or Columbus. So I think, just, having that experience of that camp and going into it with, a year under my belt, I think there's a little bit more comfortability in that. But yeah, the mindset is still the same.
You seem like such a level-headed guy, and it doesn't seem like much really rattles you whatsoever. But you did have a really good camp last year. And what was it like at the end when you got told that you were going to Cleveland?
Yeah, I mean, when you get that close to that level of hockey, and you dream growing up to play in the NHL, and you've gotten that close, it kind of you definitely start to think a little bit. It gets in your head a little bit, but I just kind of put that to the side and just said just keep playing. Like it doesn't matter what happens now. You have to get back to that team and that level, and just go out there and do your thing, and take it and use it as the fuel to get you there. And I felt like I did a pretty good job of that.
Yeah, you did a really good job of it. People always say, too, when you get sent to the American Hockey League, it's about your attitude and the way you work, and just keep doing the things you do, and good things will happen to you. And I know at times like that, when you first get sent, you probably wonder, is that really going to happen for me? But yeah, as quickly as you can get by it and just go about doing your job, that's the better your life is, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I think, taking it, with that approach is definitely, help.
What was that experience like for you in that first, full-time American League, getting fully adjusted to pro hockey at that level?
Yeah, I think it was, very good for me. I think, coming out of junior, it's, it's different, different style play, pace play, you're playing against men now. And I think, taking that all in and having, that level to play at, I think it definitely helped, me for, the whole season, playing those 20 some games with Cleveland, and, it starts with the coaching staff, making it really comfortable, there, and with all the guys, they're all great there. And it was a good time there for sure.
When you did get called up, your mindset has always got to be, I'm not going to be sent back, but you never really know what happens. At what point did you kind of figure, yeah, this is it, I don't think I'm going anywhere else?
Yeah, I think, it kind of, easy to think about, that. And you're just like, you want to stay there, and you want to be, you want to be an everyday NHLer. And I think, you kind of get those feelings like, am I going to go up? Am I going to stay down right at the start? But then, you kind of get settled in, you just play. And I kept playing. And then it was kind of like, I don't know, maybe a month and a bit. And it was just like, I can be here the rest of the year. I feel like I'm ready for this level. And yeah.
What'd you learn about yourself? Now, having a couple of months now to look back on the entire experience of that rookie year, what did you learn about yourself as a player and a person?
Yeah, I think, you learn that, it takes a lot to, you see the guys that what they do every day to, maintain themselves and to be ready to play, every other day pretty much. And, it takes a lot. And I think, building those habits early for me were, very important, learn. You get into that routine, and it can, really help you, keep that, be consistent, and keep playing your game every night, and have that same fire every practice. And I think that you kind of learn that throughout the years, but you really see it at that level.
This summer, as you're getting prepared for this upcoming training camp, were there any certain aspects of your game or any skills that you worked on, any areas that you felt that, hey, now that I know what it takes each and every day, day in and day out, here's where I have to get stronger?
Yeah, I think for me, a big part of my off season was, kind of closing plays quickly. I think in the corners and stuff, I think, you can always kind of get better at that, especially, being a bit of an undersized guy, you go against some bigger guys. So to have, that extra little quick step and just those plays in the summer, because it's pretty hard to replicate, a game, but to get some of those reps in the summers, I think that was really important, and that was big emphasis early in my training, and went through that, and then just working on all around game, shooting, the puck skills and skating. I kind of just that all around, but the main focus was kind of that defending part of it.
When the season was over, and it was such a whirlwind to the very end, right, where you guys just miss out by 2 points for a playoff spot. You actually did get some playoffs because they had you go back down to Cleveland and play in the Calder Cup playoffs. At that point in time, what was your mindset? Because there was such there's such a thrill and then a disappointment at the very end at the NHL. What was it like for you to go back to Cleveland at that point?
Yeah, it's one of those where you're so close to getting into the playoffs with with us in Columbus there. You're one game away pretty much, and that's kind of battle with those guys for the last couple of months. So it was kind of, tough when, you want to go into the playoffs and battle with them. But at the same time, and I knew that I was going back down to Cleveland, and I was excited to, go and play with those guys again and, be a part of it, because I was part of that team earlier in the year, and just go down there and, help them in whatever way I could. And yeah, it was really good to go down there and play with them. I mean, we didn't have the results that we wanted in the playoffs, but I think still it was a good experience for us.
Yeah, but you played meaningful games, and that's 2 years in a row where you had an opportunity to play some meaningful playoff games in the American Hockey League. Was it different when you went back? I mean, after playing that much time in the NHL, did you have to adjust a little bit?
Yeah, I think there's definitely an adjustment. I think there's, it's a little more, I don't know how you would describe it, more of like a, run and gun game. Like it's a lot more coming at you, a little less like control, bring the puck back and like set breakouts. I feel like, there's a lot more of, just keep going, get it in, and the forwards are getting right on you in that sense. But I think, the skill level of the players it's similar, and, guys are all, big and strong, and, they all played a long time. So it's a little bit of an adjustment, but at the same time, it's just going out there and playing.
Yeah, I've had guys tell me for years that one of the biggest differences is, and look, I haven't been in that league in a long time now, so you can tell me. One of the biggest differences is in the American League, there so much is a scramble. There's so many guys that are looking to make impressions, and there's a lot of running around, for lack of a better term. Whereas in the National Hockey League, you find guys in their position a lot more often, because that's just the way the game is played. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think, it's definitely a little bit more like, the chaos kind of style where, sometimes you think guy will be in this spot, and it'll just be a little off, like, from what you're used to playing at the next level.
Talking with Denton Matejchuk, Blue Jackets defenseman. You just said a few minutes ago that, the aspects of your game you were working on, one is shooting. And I want to ask you, are we going to see an even different Denton Matejchuk starting with this training camp? And you and I had this conversation throughout the year last year. You've had good offensive numbers through junior, and it seemed like as the season went on, you started to shoot more, and that came with good results. Are we going to see more of that this year?
Yeah, I think so. I think, looking back on it, I think, you miss, the opportunities when you aren't taking that shot, and, that creates, a lot of chances that, when you don't shoot it, it doesn't create. And I think, it's an aspect where you can easily get away from it. I think it's easy to, overthink that and just, try and get the puck low, be worried about getting it blocked or whatever, especially from the point. But I think, looking back on it, I think, the more that I can add that into my game, I think it's going to, help elevate me at that level for sure.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And I can also understand how, as a rookie, look, you're coming into the National Hockey League. You're playing with some guys that have been there for a long time, guys that you used to watch on TV. Now you're playing against, and you're playing alongside of as teammates. And I would imagine it's just human nature to reel it back a little bit, right? I mean, you want to play it safe. You want to make sure you're not doing anything to hurt the team. Yeah, exactly. And I think, it's easy to, say you're not going to do that and stuff, but then, going and watching it back and seeing that, like, okay, maybe this wasn't the right play at the time when you were thinking, okay, well, he's open, make that pass. But then when you watch it back, you think you made the right, well, there's no right or wrong, right? But you think that, okay, maybe that wasn't another option is to shoot it. And I think there were situations where, watching it back, I could have shot the puck a bit more. And I think that definitely comes with that part of it where, you want to be distributing to these guys, you watch them on TV and stuff, and you've looked up to them. So I think, that's definitely part of it. Well, you also have a pretty good teammate in Zach Werenski to watch shift after shift after shift, like a lot of them and a lot of minutes every game. Yeah. What did you learn from Zach just by being there and taking it in? Yeah, you can learn so much from a guy like that. I mean, you see his poise on the ice and his preparation, and the person he is. I mean, he's a really nice guy. I get to know him a little bit more, this year over the last couple of years, just going through camp. And yeah, you see, what he does every day, in the gym and on the ice, and yeah, just the player and person he is. You can learn. Learn a lot from a guy like that. Yeah, there were some questions about what the blue line was going to look like coming out of the summer and going into training camp. And, one of the questions was, would Ivan Provorov re-sign as a free agent, or would he not? As a guy that played a lot with him on the same pairing as a partner. How happy are you to see he's coming back? And how much did he help you get acclimated as a rookie in the NHL?
Yeah, so I mean, we're really excited to have him back, and to play with him for another, hopefully a lot of seasons. And yeah, I mean, I learned a lot from him. He's really helped me, especially early in kind of getting settled in, and he's able to, we had a good enough relationship where he talked to me on the bench about what he sees and vice versa. So I think having a guy like that for my first year was really beneficial.
Dante Fabro also came back, and as fans, you're always looking, how can this team get better? Can they take this guy and move him out and bring another guy in? But I want to ask you, as a member of the team, I mean, are you happy that you can just look around and see the same faces that you saw last year and guys that you know what they're going to do, who they are? Is there somewhat of a good comfort level there as a teammate?
Yeah, I think that's definitely important. I think building those relationships with the guys that you're going to be playing with are definitely important. And for me, for my first year pro, to come back and see familiar faces, I think that'll be good. And I think we're ready to run back those kind of with those same guys.
Yeah, and it's not all the same guys. I mean, there were some tweaks that were made. Charlie Coyle comes in. Miles Wood is coming in. How much time did you spend, especially when it was near the draft and after the Stanley Cup playoffs, when teams were, it's wheeling and dealing time? How much did you pay attention to what was going on, and what was your level of curiosity as to what might happen here?
Yeah, I mean, it's always kind of interesting, watch the drafts, and you're a part of it, so you kind of just tune in to everyone now. I feel like I've done that since, and yeah, I mean, you always watch the start of free agency to see where guys are going and stuff. And yeah, I was curious to kind of see it. I was keeping my eye on. I refresh my phone every once in a while just to kind of watch. It was that's always a fun day of the summer.
I'm talking with Blue Jackets defenseman Denton Matejchuk, who's getting set to come to camp for the start of his second NHL season. More coming up as the Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank, continues here on 97.1 The Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Got one of those days that never stops? Try a stop at Speedway. Refresh your fuel tank, refresh your U-tank with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks. And refresh the vibe for any drive. Refresh at Speedway with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks with Speedy Rewards, and try exclusive Mountain Dew Infinite Swirl flavor for a limited time only. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 8/26/25. See app for full terms.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth, or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient, and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
This promo is for anyone who likes baseball or America or Terry Francona's scooter. The Reds are on the Fan. Catch all 162 games here on the Fan and 1460 ESPN Columbus and the Fan's HD2. Your home for Reds baseball, the Fan.
Let's talk interest rates. Not that kind of interest. I mean, interest in you. At First Merchants Bank, we are 100% interested in your success. Our bankers provide a level of attentiveness unlike any other. We're here to get to know you and to be a helpful partner in your financial success. Aren't you tired of your bank just saying they care about your business? Make the switch to First Merchants Bank and feel the difference of real, honest interest in you. First Merchants Bank. For a better banking experience, visit firstmerchants.com/switch, helping you prosper.
Getting started in hockey has never been easier. The Blue Jackets Learn to Play program, presented by Performance Columbus in association with Moo Express Car Wash and Kroger, is an introductory ice hockey program for boys and girls ages 4 to 10. Classes are held year-round at the Ohio Health Chiller Ice Rinks. Registration includes age-appropriate instruction and head-to-toe equipment, yours to keep. Hockey starts here at bluejackets.com/learn-to-play.
Create career momentum with us at Worthington Steel. Whether you're a recent grad or a seasoned veteran looking to level up, we'll empower your journey. Join a team that puts people first with career development programs, competitive pay, and excellent benefits, including lower health insurance premiums than comparable companies. Let's drive steel forward together. Apply today at worthingtonsteel.com/careers. That's worthingtonsteel.com/careers.
Let's talk interest rates. Not that kind of interest. I mean, interest in you. At First Merchants Bank, we are 100% interested in your success. Our bankers provide a level of attentiveness unlike any other. We're here to get to know you and to be a helpful partner in your financial success. Aren't you tired of your bank just saying they care about your business? Make the switch to First Merchants Bank and feel the difference of real, honest interest in you. First Merchants Bank. For a better banking experience, visit firstmerchants.com/switch, helping you prosper.
All Blue Jackets, all the time. This is the Inside Edge with Jody Shelley and Bob McElligott. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Blue Jackets hockey is going to be here before you know it, so make sure you get your Blue Jackets ticket plan for this upcoming season. You can choose the matchups that you want. Plans start at just 11 games, and there are savings of up to 40%. Plus, you can enjoy flexible payment options and bonus tickets for family and friends. Learn more by going to bluejackets.com/ticket plans. This is the Inside Edge presented by First Merchants Bank. I'm Bob McElligott tonight talking with Blue Jackets defenseman Denton Matejchuk. And Denton, you've been spending the whole summer at home in Manitoba. Now, look, you've got a brother, an older brother that plays baseball. You've got a younger brother that plays hockey. Has the summertime been a competitive one for you at home?
Yeah, it's definitely competitive. I mean, I don't dip into the baseball anymore. I used to go out and play with my older brother, and my younger brother played too. But yeah, done doing that. So mostly it's just competitive on the golf course now, and yeah, obviously a little bit in the gym. My younger two brothers come and well, they don't skate with me, but we'll work out, and I'll see them in the gym and stuff where I train. So it's kind of cool to see them in that part of it too.
Now, you told me when you played baseball, you were a left-hander. So I mean, you had to have every advantage. I guess hockey was just too much to turn aside.
Yeah. It was. I threw from the left side when I pitched. I had the slow curveball, so I definitely got some swings and misses, and yeah, hit from the left side too. I was more of a hitter than a fielder or a pitcher, but yeah, I always enjoyed the ball.
Well, that's a tough one too, because if you're left-handed, you're either going to pitch, you're going to play first, you're going to play in the outfield. So it's not like you could take your pick, right?
No, yeah, it was lots of outfield and pitching, that's for sure.
How much do you enjoy just being at home with your family in the summertime? Because you're at a point now where, you're a young guy, you don't have your own family yet, but you've got a work family, now you've got a home family. How nice is that for you?
Yeah, I think it's very nice to see them, for a couple of months here, especially, during this season. They didn't get to see them very much with being in Ohio, and, they're all kind of at home doing their own thing with the hockey, and my brother is playing baseball in Myrtle Beach, obviously, that we talked about. But, yeah, I mean, it's nice to, kind of just settle down and, talk about, those things with them and, see them and do things with them that, you don't get to do during the season.
Did you do anything extra fun this summer, or anything that you haven't done before?
Yeah, actually, me and my brother me and my older brother, we went to Mexico this summer. It was my first time there. So yeah, I got to enjoy the heat. It was really hot. We went just before June, and it was warm, but it was cool to experience that part of the world and, kind of their lifestyle there. It's fun.
So what do the next couple of weeks look like for you? When is it time to pack up and start making the trek back to Columbus?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be still kind of just the same regimen for the next couple of weeks, and then I'll be heading back first week of September there. So kind of slow down a little bit towards then and just get ready to head back there. But other than that, it'll be pretty similar.
We were talking about how last year you got sent back and all that stuff. Hey, how about the human aspect of it? I mean, you're coming to Columbus. You're going to be in Columbus, so I would guess that as far as living arrangements and all that stuff, it's a lot nicer to have a real idea of where you're going to be, what you're going to do, right?
Oh yeah, I think it's definitely a little easier to navigate. I mean, knowing having that 1 year under the belt, and I mean it is definitely kind of an adjustment, like I said earlier, about like coming from going back to junior to just being with the organization for the whole year. So I think it's definitely going to be a little easier to navigate that part of it for sure.
Have you seen any of your Blue Jackets teammates throughout the course of the summer?
No, I haven't. Well, I've seen not Blue Jackets teammate, but with Cleveland last year, Bowie, we trained together. But other than that, I think it's only Winnipeggers. So I haven't really been out of Manitoba much.
Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with that, actually, right?
No. Yeah.
Again, enjoy it while you can enjoy it, man. When you're young and you can do that kind of stuff, because your life it'll change at some point, and you'll say, "Man, I wish I could get back to Manitoba."
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Dan, thank you so much for taking some time with me today. I really appreciate it. Look, last year it was so fun to watch you come in here and really establish yourself in the National Hockey League and watch the way you played night in and night out. I can't wait to see the second-year version of Denton Matejchuk. I'm glad you're having a great summer and enjoying that time with your family, and look forward to seeing you when you get back here and get ready for training camp in a couple of weeks.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
That is Blue Jackets defenseman Denton Matejchuk. He made such an impact last year when he got here from the American Hockey League in December. He and Ivan Provorov were a great second pair for this team, and they're going to do that again, starting with training camp in just a couple of weeks. So thanks to Denton for joining me tonight. Also, thanks to Dylan Tyre for being here. But most of all, thanks to you, because without you, there's no reason to do it. This has been The Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank. I'm Bob McElligott, and you've been listening to 97.1 The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Patriot Air Comfort Systems in Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
The roof for your home protects what matters most in your life. Your family, your memories, your peace of mind. So when it comes time to replace the roof over your head, you need a name you can trust. Newman Roofing. Don't just take our word for it. Here's our friend Cindy on why she chose Newman Roofing over all the rest.
We had interviewed and talked with several other roofing companies around the city. The salesperson that came to speak with us was extremely knowledgeable, answered questions, took his time with us. We were happy to make Newman our choice.
And you'll have peace of mind knowing that on the day of the installation, we'll give you and your home the respect it deserves.
The guys arrived right on time. The crew leader came and talked with us, let us know what they were going to be doing. He was here all day with the crew. That in itself was very impressive.
If you're thinking about your roofing or siding, give Newman Roofing a call today.
We were very happy with our experience, and we would highly recommend Newman to anybody we talk to.
Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Grown-ups, don't go back to school. Go forward through school into your future as an IT professional. Whether you're starting out, switching careers, or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the VA benefits.
Burnt out, foggy, running on caffeine and willpower? It's time for a reset. Hydrate Me Med Spa brings next-level wellness to Central Ohio with medical-grade IV drips, NAD Plus for brain and energy support, and ozone therapy to detox at the cellular level. This isn't just self-care, it's a system upgrade. Feel sharper, sleep deeper, perform better. Now open in Dublin, Grandview, New Albany, and Granville. Book your drip at hydratememedSpa.com.